Virgo, I need you to walk over to your kitchen sink right now. I know it sounds strange. I know you are probably somewhere else, doing something else, listening to this in the middle of your busy day, but I need you to imagine it. I need you to picture the faucet, the cold handle, the hot handle, the curved metal neck, the little aerator at the tip where the water comes out. You turn it every day without thinking. You wash your hands, you rinse a dish, you fill a glass. And when you are done, you twist the handle and the water stops. Just like that. Off. Silence, dryness, control. You decide when it flows and when it does not. You have always believed that this is how abundance works, that you must turn the handle, that you must perform some action, that you must twist something inside yourself, work harder, push further, grind longer, and only then, only if you have earned it, only if you have suffered enough, only if you have proven your worth to some invisible accountant in the sky will the flow begin. And even then, you have believed that you must turn it off, that you cannot let it run too long, that too much is dangerous, that waste is sinful, that having more than you need is somehow morally suspect, that you must cup your hands under the stream and drink quickly before someone tells you to shut it off, that you must apologize for being thirsty. Virgo, I am here to tell you tonight that everything you have believed about money is about to be dismantled, not gently, not gradually, not through some slow, careful self-improvement plan that takes years to manifest. I am talking about a demolition, a divine wrecking ball, a cosmic intervention so sudden and so absolute that you are going to look at your bank account, your wallet, your life, and you are not going to recognize the reflection because money is coming to you. But it is not coming like a drip. It is not coming like a trickle. It is not coming like a paycheck you have to sweat blood for, taxed and timed and tethered to someone else's calendar. It is coming like water through a tap that will not turn off. A flow so continuous, so relentless, so gloriously unstoppable that your only job is no longer to earn it. Your only job is to receive it. To stand in the stream and let it wash over you without running for the towel. To let it fill every cup you own and then every cup you did not know you owned. To stop counting the drops because the source is infinite. And Virgo, I need you to hear me when I say this. You are ready. Not tomorrow, not when you have fixed your credit, not when you have learned to budget better, not when you have read one more book about manifestation right now, as you are in this exact version of yourself. The universe has been waiting for you to believe that you deserve a faucet that does not turn off, and that moment has arrived. I want you to feel something with me. I want you to close your eyes and imagine the sound, not the sound of a single coin dropping into a piggy bank, not the sound of a notification that your paycheck has been deposited, not the sound of a cash register or a stock market bell. I want you to imagine the sound of water, real water, the kind that comes from deep underground, from aquifers so ancient they predate human greed, from sources so pure they have never been contaminated by the fear of scarcity. Now imagine that water is not water. Imagine it is currency. Imagine it is opportunity. Imagine it is every financial miracle you have ever prayed for, every bill you have ever worried about, every dream you have ever deferred because the numbers did not add up. All of it liquefied, all of it flowing, all of it pouring out of a tap that has been connected to a main line you did not even know existed. And the handle is gone. There is no handle. There is no off switch. There is no valve that someone else controls. There is just the flow. Constant, generous, unapologetic, endless. Can you feel it? Can you hear it? Can you feel it hitting your hands, your arms, your shoulders, rising up around your ankles, your knees, your waist? That is what is coming. That is what has already started. While you have been sleeping, while you have been working, while you have been worrying about the same recurring expenses that have kept you locked in a loop of just enough or not quite enough, the plumbers of the universe have been working behind your walls. They have been replacing the pipes. They have been upgrading the infrastructure. They have been connecting your little kitchen sink of a life to a reservoir so vast it has no bottom. And the work is done. The connection is live. The pressure is building. And any moment now, any day now, the first gush is going to hit. And Virgo, when it hits, you are going to be tempted to panic. You are going to be tempted to grab a wrench and try to control it. You are going to be tempted to call someone and ask if this is a mistake, if the flow is too much, if you are going to flood the house, if you are going to drown in the very abundance you asked for. And I am here right now as your messenger, as the voice that is meant to prepare you for what you cannot yet see, to tell you, do not touch the tap, do not try to turn it off, do not try to slow it down, do not try to direct it into only the approved containers. Let it run, let it overflow, let it soak the floorboards and seep into the foundation and rise up until you are swimming in it. Because this is not a malfunction. This is a miracle. And miracles do not come with instruction manuals for how to handle them modestly. Let me tell you why this is happening now. Because I know your mind, Virgo. I know you are already trying to trace the cause. You are already trying to find the logical explanation. You are already trying to calculate what you did to deserve this, what formula you accidentally got right, what prayer you whispered that finally got through the cosmic bureaucracy. And I need you to stop. I need you to release the need to earn what is being given. Because this money, this abundance, this flood of financial ease that is about to transform your reality, it is not a reward for good behavior. It is not a prize for suffering. It is not a repayment for all the times you were underpaid, overlooked, exploited, or generous to your own detriment. It is not karma finally catching up. It is not a test you passed. It is not a debt the universe owed you that it is now settling. It is simpler than that. It is bigger than that. It is more fundamental. You are receiving this because you finally aligned with the truth of who you are. You finally stopped trying to be someone who needs to struggle. You finally stopped believing that your value is measured by how hard you work rather than by how purely you love. You finally stopped apologizing for wanting more. You finally stopped treating money like it was a dangerous animal that might bite you if you reached for it too boldly. You finally, somewhere in the quiet of your own heart, in a moment you might not even remember, said yes. Yes to ease. Yes to overflow. Yes to having without hurting. Yes to abundance without guilt. And that yes, that tiny, almost imperceptible shift in your frequency was the signal the universe had been waiting for. It was the green light. It was the permission slip. It was the moment the celestial engineer said, she is ready, he is ready, turn on the main line, remove the restrictions, let it flow. And they did. And it is flowing. And it is coming for you. I want to talk about the old pipes for a moment. I want to talk about the system you have been living with, because understanding what is being replaced will help you stop trying to rebuild it. For most of your life, Virgo, you have operated on a scarcity infrastructure. You were raised with pipes that were too narrow, pipes made of fear, pipes that creaked and groaned and only allowed a thin stream through because someone convinced you that more was dangerous. Maybe it was a parent who treated every dollar like it was the last one on earth. Maybe it was a childhood where there was never quite enough, where the electricity got cut off, where the groceries ran low, where the word expensive was whispered like a curse. Maybe it was a religious or cultural message that told you the poor were blessed and the rich were suspect. Maybe it was your own beautiful, self-sacrificing nature that always put everyone else's needs before your own, that paid someone else's bill before you paid your own, that worked overtime to cover a colleague's mistake, that gave away your last dollar because someone else needed it more. Maybe it was a series of jobs where you were paid less than you were worth because you were too polite to negotiate, too grateful to complain, too afraid of being seen as difficult. Maybe it was a relationship where your partner controlled the money or spent it recklessly while you tightened your belt, or made you feel guilty for every purchase that was not strictly necessary. Maybe it was your own perfectionism, your belief that you could not have nice things until you had fixed everything else in your life, until your house was clean enough, your body was toned enough, your resume was impressive enough, your trauma was healed enough. Whatever the source, the result was the same. You lived with a tiny faucet, a faucet that dripped, a faucet that made you work for every drop, a faucet that you were constantly turning on and off, measuring, rationing, controlling, terrified that if you let it run for even a second too long, the well would dry up and you would be left with nothing but thirst and regret. And that faucet served you. I am not going to pretend it did not. It taught you resourcefulness. It taught you gratitude. It taught you how to make a little go a long way. It taught you the value of things. It taught you to appreciate every drop. But it also taught you to live small. It taught you to flinch when opportunity knocked too loudly. It taught you to say no to things you wanted because you were afraid of the bill. It taught you to stay in situations that did not serve you because the devil you knew paid the rent. It taught you to view money as a source of anxiety rather than a tool of freedom. It taught you to hoard rather than circulate. It taught you to apologize for having. It taught you to hide your good fortune so no one would ask you for a loan. It taught you to feel sick to your stomach every time you checked your balance. It taught you that the natural state of money was absence and presence was always temporary. And Virgo, that faucet is being ripped out of the wall. The pipes are being torn out by the roots. The old system is being decommissioned. You are not getting an upgrade. You are getting a replacement. A completely new plumbing system that operates on entirely different laws, laws of overflow, laws of infinite supply, laws of enough and more than enough, laws of giving without depletion because the source never runs dry. And your job is not to understand how it works. Your job is not to maintain it or monitor it or worry about it. Your job is to let it flow through you, to let it touch everything you touch, to let it fund your healing, your joy, your generosity, your art, your rest, your yes, to let it prove to you, drop, by endless drop, that you were never meant to live with a dripping faucet. You were meant to live with a waterfall. Now, let me tell you what this is going to look like in your actual physical three-dimensional life, because I know you need specifics. I know the spiritual language is beautiful, but you are a Virgo and you want to know how this translates to the bank statement. You want to know what to expect. You want to know where to look. So here it is. The money is going to come from directions you do not expect. It is not going to be one big check that solves everything and then leaves you wondering what comes next. It is going to be a continuous multi-stream flow. One day, you are going to check your account and see a deposit you did not authorize, a refund you did not request, a payment from a source you forgot existed. The next day, an opportunity is going to arrive in your inbox that pays 3 times what you thought your rate was. The day after that, someone is going to offer to buy something from you that you did not even know was for sale. A skill, a piece of art, an idea, your time, your presence. Then a debt is going to be forgiven. A bill is going to be lower than expected. A tax return is going to be larger than you calculated. A friend is going to repay a loan you wrote off as lost. A relative is going to remember you in their will. A client is going to tip you outrageously. A stranger is going to pay for your groceries. A contest you forgot you entered is going to call your name. Your investments, if you have them, are going to move in ways that defy the market. Your side project, the one you have been quietly nurturing like a houseplant in a dark corner, is going to suddenly become a garden. Your boss is going to give you a raise you did not ask for. Or better yet, you are going to quit the job that undervalues you and walk into a new one that doubles your salary without doubling your hours. Or best of all, you are going to realize that you do not need the job at all because the thing you love to do, the thing you would do for free, has become so valuable to other people that they are throwing money at you to keep doing it. And it is not going to stop. That is the part I need you to really absorb. It is not going to stop. The old pattern of feast and famine is over. The cycle of windfall followed by crisis is broken. The rhythm of getting ahead and then falling behind is done. You are not going to manifest $5,000 and then immediately need $5,000 for a car repair. You are not going to get a bonus and then get a bill for the exact same amount. You are not going to experience abundance as a loan against future disaster. The tap does not turn off. The flow does not pause. The stream does not dry up in summer. It is constant. It is reliable. It is as steady as your heartbeat. And over time, you are going to stop flinching. You are going to stop waiting for the other shoe to drop. You are going to stop hoarding because you are afraid of tomorrow. You are going to start circulating. You are going to start living with your hands open instead of your fists clenched. You are going to start saying yes to the things that make your soul sing, not just the things that make your survival possible. You are going to start giving more, not because you have to, but because you can. Because giving from overflow feels completely different than giving from depletion. You are going to start investing in yourself, the coach, the course, the trip, the wardrobe that makes you feel like the person you are becoming, the home that holds you properly, the food that nourishes you deeply, the experiences that expand your sense of what is possible. You are going to start treating money like oxygen, like something that is just there, that does not need to be earned every single second, that flows in and out with the natural rhythm of breathing. But Virgo, I need to warn you about something, because with this level of flow comes a level of discomfort that you might not expect. Your nervous system is calibrated to scarcity. Your body is used to the drip. It is used to the vigilance. It is used to the low-grade panic that hums beneath your ribs like a second heartbeat. And when the flow starts, your body is going to panic. It is going to interpret abundance as a threat. It is going to send you signals, anxiety when you check your balance and see more than you expected, guilt when you spend something on yourself, fear that if you enjoy it, it will disappear, a compulsion to give it all away before something bad happens, a desire to sabotage the flow by making a reckless purchase or an unnecessary donation or a bad investment just to return to the familiar discomfort of not enough. You are going to want to call a plumber and ask them to install a smaller faucet. You are going to want to find the hidden handle and turn it down to a trickle because a trickle feels safe, a trickle feels manageable. A trickle feels like something you can control. And when you feel that panic rise, when you feel that old scarcity programming trying to shut down the miracle, I need you to do something that will feel completely unnatural. I need you to breathe. I need you to place your hand on your heart and say, I am safe with more. I am safe with ease. I am safe with overflow. This is not a mistake. This is my new normal, and then I need you to spend some of it, not all of it, not recklessly, but some of it, on something that brings you joy, something that has no practical justification, something that is purely for your pleasure. Because every time you circulate the money without fear, you are telling your nervous system that the flow is real. You are rewiring your body to receive. You are upgrading your capacity to hold wealth without shutting down. I want to talk about what this money is going to heal because it is not just about the numbers. It is never just about the numbers. Money is energy. Money is a translator. It takes the intangible blessings of the universe and turns them into things you can touch. And the things you are going to touch with this money are the wounds that have been festering for years. You are going to pay off the debt that has been keeping you awake at night, and when that final payment clears, you are going to feel a weight lift off your chest that you did not know you were carrying. You are going to move out of the space that does not fit you, the apartment with the bad lighting and the thin walls and the memories of loneliness, and you are going to step into a home that feels like a exhale. You are going to fix the thing in your body that you have been ignoring because you could not afford the treatment. You are going to buy the thing for your parent or your child or your friend that you have been wishing you could give them. You are going to hire the help that frees up your time so you can finally rest, finally create, finally be. You are going to say yes to the invitation that requires a plane ticket. You are going to say yes to the opportunity that requires an investment. You are going to say yes to the version of yourself that has been waiting in the wings, holding a costume that did not fit the budget, waiting for the moment when the production could finally afford to let her shine. And that moment is now. The budget has been approved, the funding is unlimited, the show is going on, and you are the star. But more than any single purchase, more than any debt cleared or any luxury afforded, this money is going to heal your relationship with worthiness. Because Virgo, you have been walking around with a secret belief that you are too much and not enough at the same time, too complicated to be easily loved, too sensitive to be easily employed, too intense to be easily paid, too perfectionistic to be easily satisfied, and not enough of all the things the world claims to value, not outgoing enough, not aggressive enough, not loud enough, not flashy enough, not lucky enough. And that secret belief has been the invisible ceiling on your income. It has been the reason you undercharge, the reason you overdeliver, the reason you stay late without overtime, the reason you say yes to clients who drain you and no to opportunities that excite you, the reason you have been playing small in a game that rewards only those who claim their space without apology. And when this money starts flowing, when the tap runs and runs and refuses to turn off, that belief is going to be washed away. Not through affirmation, not through therapy, though therapy helps, but through evidence. The undeniable, mathematical, bank account-based evidence that you are worth more than you ever allowed yourself to imagine, that your energy is valuable, that your presence is a commodity, that your mind, your heart, your hands, your voice, your vision, your meticulous, beautiful, Virgo-specific way of moving through the world, it is worth something. It is worth a lot. It is worth more than a lot. It is worth a continuous, endless, overflowing stream of financial validation that does not depend on a boss or a schedule or a system that was never built to honor you. I need you to understand the mechanics of this faucet because I think it will help you trust it. This is not a finite resource that you are draining. This is not a lottery win that will eventually run out. This is not a sugar daddy or a scam or a bubble that will burst. This is a connection to the infinite, the same infinite that grows the trees without invoices, the same infinite that paints the sunset without a paycheck, the same infinite that breathes you without charging you rent for your lungs. The universe is not poor. The universe is not budgeting. The universe is not checking its account balance before it blesses you. The universe is abundant. The universe is lavish. The universe is excessive in its beauty, its complexity, its generosity. And you, Virgo, you are a part of that universe, not separate from it, not begging at its door, not a child with your nose pressed against the glass of a candy store you cannot afford. You are a cell in the body of the infinite. And when a cell is healthy, the body does not ration its nutrients. It floods the cell with everything it needs. It sends the blood rushing. It delivers the oxygen. It removes the waste. It does not ask the cell to earn its keep. It simply keeps it alive, because the health of the whole depends on the health of every part. You have been a starving cell in a body of infinite wealth, and the body has finally noticed. The body has finally said, this one needs more. Open the floodgates. Remove the blockages. Let the nutrients flow until she is radiant, until he is thriving, until this cell is so full of life that it becomes a source of health for the cells around it. That is what is happening. The body is healing you by flooding you. The source is not running out. The source is you. So what do? You receive. That is all. You receive. You wake up and you receive. You go to sleep and you receive. You work and you receive. You rest and you receive. You laugh and you receive. You cry and you receive. You stop calculating how much you have and how much you need and whether the math will work out. You stop treating every dollar like a soldier you have to deploy strategically in a war you are losing. You start treating every dollar like a love letter from the universe, like a reminder that you are seen, that you are valued, that you are taken care of, that you do not have to do this alone, that you do not have to do this by the skin of your teeth, that you do not have to choose between paying the rent and buying the groceries, that you do not have to choose between your healing and your bills, that you do not have to choose between your joy and your survival. You get to have both. You get to have all of it. You get to live in the abundant and, the overflowing and, the more than enough and. I want you to imagine your life 30 days from now. The faucet has been running the whole time. You have stopped trying to turn it off. You have stopped trying to catch the water in a thimble. You have let it fill the sink. You have let it fill the tub. You have opened the doors and let it flow into the other rooms. You have watched it transform your space. The things that were broken are fixed. The things that were missing are present. The things that were borrowed are owned. The stress that lived in your jaw, your shoulders, your lower back, your gut, it has started to dissolve because the root of it has been pulled. The root was never money. The root was the fear of not having it, and the fear is gone because the money is here. It is always here. It is never not here. And you have started to dream bigger. Not because a book told you to, but because your actual circumstances now support bigger dreams. You have started to speak differently, not because you are trying to sound wealthy, but because you are no longer filtering every sentence through the lens of what you can afford. You have started to walk differently, taller, slower, not rushed, not braced, not waiting for the floor to drop out. You have started to attract differently. People sense the ease on you. They sense the lack of desperation. They sense the quiet confidence of someone who knows the bills are paid. Opportunities find you because you are no longer vibrating at the frequency of struggle. You are vibrating at the frequency of ease. And ease is magnetic. Ease is powerful. Ease is the most attractive thing in the world because it is the rarest. And you have it now. You are it now. You are the faucet that does not turn off. You are the flow. You are the water. You are the abundance made flesh. And here's the most beautiful part. Here is what makes me cry when I see it. You are going to give it away. Not because you have to, not because you are trying to buy love or pay off karma, but because you cannot help it. Because when you are full, you overflow. Because when the tap runs endlessly, you stop hoarding and you start sharing. You are going to pay for the person behind you at the coffee shop. You are going to cover a friend's rent when they are in crisis. You are going to donate to the cause that breaks your heart. You are going to invest in the dream of someone who reminds you of who you used to be. You are going to become a faucet for others, a source, a main line, a living proof that abundance is real and available and not reserved for the lucky few. And every time you give, the flow increases. Every time you circulate, the pressure builds. Every time you trust that there is more where that came from, the universe says, yes, more, here, take, give, be. And you become a channel. A clear, open, unobstructed channel for the infinite wealth of the cosmos to move through into this world that so desperately needs it, that needs you, that needs your generosity, that needs your example, that needs to see a Virgo of all signs, the sign most associated with modesty and service and quiet suffering, standing in the middle of a flood of abundance and laughing with her hands open and her heart full and her bank account reflecting the truth of her infinite worth. So this is your moment. This is your announcement. The congratulations are not premature. They are not hopeful thinking. They are a statement of fact. The money is already on its way. The pipes are already open. The flow has already started. You may not see it in your account yet, but you will. Any day now, any hour now, any minute now. And when you see it, do not question it. Do not shrink from it. Do not try to send it back or minimize it or hide it or apologize for it. Say thank you. Say yes. Say more. Say I am ready. Say I deserve this. Say this is mine. Say this is normal. Say this is my new baseline. Say I am a divine being, and divine beings do not live with dripping faucets. We live with waterfalls. We live with oceans. We live with taps that run forever because the source is infinite and the vessel is holy and the flow is love. Virgo, stand up. Go to your sink. Turn on the water. Let it run. Watch it flow. Feel it on your hands and know that this is a preview. This is a symbol. This is the universe showing you in the physical what is happening in the energetic. The water is running. It will not stop. It cannot stop because you have finally agreed to receive what was always yours. Congratulations. In advance, in the present, in the eternal now. You are rich. You are abundant. You are overflowing. And the world is about to see what happens when a Virgo finally stops rationing her light and lets herself be flooded with gold. If you felt the truth of this message vibrating in your cells, if you are ready to stop living with a drip and start living with a deluge, if you believe that your financial breakthrough is not coming but already here, I want you to claim it with your whole chest. Drop a comment below and write, "My tap runs forever." Let the universe hear your acceptance. Let your own soul record this moment as the day you stopped settling for scarcity. And if this reading found you at the exact moment you needed to believe in overflow, subscribe for more messages that call your abundance into form. The water is running, the money is flowing, and you, beautiful Virgo, are finally going to let yourself get soaked. Stand in the stream, open your arms, and receive.